Yeah, I forget I have to switch it over when I'm playing Maple.
Oh yeah.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay.
Get back. Yeah, like I know what the whatever people watching the video might struggle a little bit, but like I could see what the things are, and I can have like an estimation of what I'm supposed to be seeing, so I can definitely
Gotcha.
context guess it. Right. So let's start at the beginning. Where is my my checklist, Marino? Okay, because I got to take a little step back because the last one was level 275 who was ready for Black Mage, so we're in a little bit of a different pace here.
Definitely.
not to shit talk you, but not everyone is at that
I can't
spot.
do Black Mage? What are you talking about, man?
No, not with that attitude. Okay, you are a dual blade
Correct.
at 221.
Yes.
What are you aiming for right now?
So eventually Lotus and Damien, but the last thing I need to do is Cvel.
Okay.
So I've got everything else cleared up to Cvel now.
You say
And
cleared, you
then so I
mean
just have
solo?
Cvel.
You mean
What'd you say?
you mean solo cleared?
Solo, yeah, I haven't done carries or anything. I'm just doing everything solo from the start.
Okay, so full solo progression.
Yep.
Okay, so solo Cvel is next, and then after that you've already practiced some Lotus and Damien, or is it just afterwards you're gonna start practicing that?
I've done a little bit, but like just a few, not a whole lot.
Okay, and HMAC wise, have you been clearing that one for a while or just a few
So
times?
this is week 3 or 4 that I cleared it.
Okay. So coin wise, you're like halfway to the Tyrant shoes.
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And you're running a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
7
6,
boss.
7 boss. Yeah.
But I might break it depending. I'm not sure. That's one of the things. I don't know if I want to keep this ring or not, or get master ring.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And you got the 3 set there. Yeah, so DB is definitely one of the characters where you can kind of skimp on that IED because you have so much in your kit, right?
Yep.
And even 2 skills that just give you 100%, and all the other ones have built-in IED. That's why you've been able to kill the bosses you've been able to kill pretty reliably without needing to rely on a lot of IED in your equips, I'm assuming.
Even that, I'm at 93 effective.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you do have some lines of IED?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. But that will help you, especially for, like Cvel and up though, because those have a lot of defense. Maybe a bit too much, so we might be able to like reset a little bit. Maybe like move out of your hyperstats or something is probably something that comes to mind, rather
I actually
than
moved a lot of it out of there already, but we
Okay.
might be able to move a little bit more.
Yeah, we'll see. Okay, so then Afterlands, and what's your peripherals looking like Legion and Lynx? How are those looking?
So Legion is.
Oh, yeah, you can check it here.
So I can actually pull it up. It's like 2,300. I started doing it like so. This character's only like 6.5 weeks old.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
But who's keeping
so
count?
yeah. So working through it, but still, it'll probably be 3,500 by the end of the month.
Okay.
Is about the pace I've been at.
Okay. Oh, looking faceless in the Legion. Does it reset every now and then, or?
Every once in a while, yeah.
Nice. Well, at least you had your previous face saved, I hope.
Yes.
So then you just only have to pay money to be able to see your face in game. Oh god, what a beautiful game this is. Okay. So you got luck attack, yeah. You got crit rate and the other side. Eventually you'll be moving your luck and your attack in the middle. You'll be switching those. As 5 luck becomes better than 1 attack.
Yeah, I think it was just barely better for the attack right now.
Yeah, it kind of depends on it depends on all your other numbers, but eventually you switch that. Okay. And you're going generally by the order of the link command that I have?
So it's been generally that, yes.
Okay.
There's been a few kind of off that I did, like I made a marksman and a night lord that I'm finishing right now.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, that's been the main list I've been going down. Yeah.
Okay. Can you check the link skills real quick then, just to double check?
Yeah, definitely.
So that's what you use in general. That's just like the single set you have.
So that was mobbing, and then I have Aurora and what was the other one? I'm finishing up to get 12 when I'm like for bossing. I still have, I think, blessing on when I'm bossing for now, but
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna be doing Demon Slayer next to get that one finished up,
Okay.
and then I can put that in.
So do you one shot now or?
So it's 2 in Latch, but if I stay in Choo Choo, it's still 1.
Okay. And have you tried, let's say that if you switched out of Phantom Instinct, the Archer Adventurer, are you still like reliably able to just always keep your 100% crit because you get crit when you dodge an attack, right?
Yeah. So when I'm mobbing, I don't need these 2.
Okay. Because now it seems like a little bit of combination of mobbing and the bossing setup, right? When it comes to links, because you got like the Rune Persistence, the Elven Blessing, the Bravado, but you also have the critical rate and the Light Wash. So there's like a
Yeah, this is just what I put on for dailies yesterday after I finished bossing.
yeah. Okay. So this is kind of like the mix and match of the two.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. As long as you got like a general idea of which ones you want to have on, which ones you don't, which ones you need, yeah, then that's fine. Like the crit. I think in general you don't want to you have to boost your crit, right? I think some people do for Lotus, because obviously in phase 1 you don't want to like get hit to charge your crit because that would kill you.
Yeah.
Or you have to like rely on those little robots, which are annoying as hell. So for those you do want to get that crit. Yeah, but when you're mobbing, it's no problem. You always make sure you dodge attacks all the time, right? So it's no issue there whatsoever. Yeah. Okay. Okay, cool. All right, what in your range, what is everything looking like? Your boss damage was like 160 something, I think.
So it's 163.
163, and then 89 visual ID. So I'm guessing you have at least 2 lines of IED on your WSE.
Yeah, I do. I've got 1 on the sub and 1 on the weapon.
So it's 240 lines.
Yeah, 240 lines.
Yep. Yeah, otherwise you would never get that high up.
No,
So that makes sense. Okay. Cool. Yeah. Oh yeah, we can look at the hyperstats a little bit. So you have. So you got 10 crit damage, ID 6 damage, 8 boss 7, and then 6.
I'm thinking I need to redo it because I finally have enough points to take the 6 out of here, and I should be able to fill in boss damage.
I think what I would try, because so redoing your potential on like a weapon, a secondary, and an emblem and everything is pretty expensive. So that's typically something you want to do if you're 100% like set with a new upgrade, and you know, or you get like an extra. Let's say that there's like, familiars come back or something, and then you can commit to something, and it's a big expense. So until you get to that point, the smaller expenses are moving around your Legion pieces a little bit and resetting your hyperstats. Like these things are very cheap and give you the same amount of flexibility, or way more flexibility, right? Because you can just reset them again later. Whereas re-rolling your weapon is like a huge endeavor, or re-rolling your secondary. So probably for now, I will focus on just redoing the hyperstats completely to a situation that I think is probably preferable for you, given your current IED and whatever boss damage in your setup. And then you'll probably just be waiting until familiars come back, and to see to which extent familiars come back, and if you can get some IED boss damage on those guys. And
I wasn't sure if I actually wanted to re-roll these or not, just because I know I'm going to be switching them out in a little while.
Yeah, and you're solo progressing, and at that point, I mean, if you're on your own, it's also very important to know. It's just your stats that count, right? You're not just gonna have some boss buffs that, some party buffs that are gonna make you a lot stronger that you can then rely on for the extra stats that you're missing.
Yeah, and once I get up to like Lotus and Damien, I'll probably just do parties Like I don't think I'll wait to try and solo or anything, but I just want to do solo just to start off. Just I have a lot of time to kill right now, so I figured that was the more interesting way to do it.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, whatever you find a nice challenge, right? What's your
Yeah.
emblem looking like?
So it's 2 lines of attack and a line of damage.
Okay, that's all. That's all very acceptable. The stuff you got, like it's all useful lines. I mean, like a 20% boss on a secondary is always painful, but what are you gonna do?
Yeah.
You have the ID and the boss along with it though, so that is useful. So yeah, so that this is gonna mean that your actual damage range that you see in your screen is gonna be a lot lower than probably than from some other people. But your
Yep.
utility around it, considering critical damage, critical rate, like all of that stuff, boss damage, ID, that's all gonna be way higher. So your damage output is gonna be at least where they are, or probably higher a little bit.
Got it. And there's definitely some small upgrades to make. Like I'm just waiting for the weekend to Starforce the pants, and then I'm gonna switch out the earrings for pink bean belt, and then swap back to the alien earrings. Is the plan, but I'm just waiting for the weekend to Starforce them all.
Yeah, investing in the yeah, you probably yeah. So you as a class can probably invest into the alien stuff because the ID and the crit is so deeply embedded in your kit that you don't really need to rely on the boss set. You can just go 50 attack and then that'll boost you so much more. So in that
Yeah,
sense,
well,
I
I'm
think
able
that's
to keep the 7 at least with the alien set.
yeah, true. Yeah, the
That'll
9 is
be
a little bit high.
yeah,
Yeah, 7 is fine. Yeah, the only thing is that you're missing the boss flames, of course, right? If you had the pink bean with boss flame, you could get a mechanator with the boss flame, that kind of
yeah.
stuff. But on the flip side, they do have a higher percentage of stat in the same tier, so no, that counters it a little bit at least.
Yeah.
Let's see. So for the hyperstats, because you do wanna, yeah, I do know for late and end game, dual blades wanna end up at 100% crit rate. Right now, do you have like decent sharp eyes or
I do, yeah.
you use that? Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then that gets you to the 100%. Yeah. Problem is when you're mobbing, that might be a lot of, well, might be decent amount of damage lost, but also I'd almost like want to test like compared to this situation, and then compare to just like completely going for 0 on your critical rate and your IED, and just dumping everything into damage and boss instead, and then kind of like seeing what that would do.
In the hyperstats,
Yeah.
you're saying into damage and boss damage.
If you get those to 10, that'd be 5 levels of 3%, so that'd be 15% damage increase. I'm thinking.
I mean, this is a pretty small line in IED that I can probably drop.
Yeah, definitely drop that one. That's 1, 2, 4, 8, 10, 15. So that's 25 points. With the and then 25 from the other one is 50 and 14, 64 points. 20, 25. So it's going to be 25 and then 30. That would get your boss damage like to 9, I guess. Or, yeah. I mean, that would be 6% damage. Because you don't have any in arcane power, right?
I think I have
Or like
couple.
Oh, the matrix. Click by matrix.
Yeah, so just 2.
Oh, just 2 points. Yeah, that wouldn't make a big difference. Yeah, if it's just that, like for mobbing, it wouldn't make a huge difference either. If you like completely rolled out of that.
Yeah.
What's an important? I don't know. What's the inner ability for dual blade?
When I looked, it was boss damage, 22 attack, and then buff skill, and I rolled into this with like 5 or 6 circulators, so I just left it after that. The only thing it's missing is it was either boss or crit.
Yeah, it seems to have like a bunch of options. Boss and then either attack, cooldown, skip, buff duration, or crit. They're all like kind of similar. I guess crit is
Yeah, I
like
thought there was a lot of options for it.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, no, buff duration is one because then you can make your final cut last longer, and then you can have a little bit more flexibility on when you use it, so you have more reliability to also use it as an iframe.
Yeah, do you think it's worth leaving the attack +1 for 10 levels versus trying to roll into boss here and then switching down to attack down here?
Well, yeah, like ideally the buff duration line would be a tier higher than this, but I also know that that's very, very hard to get. So this might be like kind of as good as it realistically gets. But yeah, if there's like a 50% off, rolling for boss damage up top is probably going to be good for you, yeah.
Got it.
And you're planning on staying dual blade the whole way through, right?
Probably. I thought about possibly switching to either Shadow or Night Lord, but I don't think I'm gonna do that. I think I'm just gonna stay dual blade.
Yeah, some switch out later if you really want to min-max training and you want to go like past 260 and stuff. Then training gets a lot better as a Night Lord once your Assassin's Mark starts doing some cool shit. But before then, yeah, it'll depend on how far you get. Okay. Yeah, but I would do that. Reset the hyperstat, so you're at like 10, 10, 0, 8, 9.
10, 10, 0, 8, 9. Okay.
10 crit, 10 damage, 0 ID, 8 damage, 9 boss damage. Should be able to get that. And then you have a little bit of points left, and you just dump those into attack if you have a little bit left.
Got it.
Okay. But yeah, the Legion is coming along just nicely. You know what you're doing there. To which extent... Because you've been diving into the commands a little bit, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Is there anything in there that's still kind of vague to you or like ambiguous, where you're like not 100% sure on?
Not really. Like flames and transposing and stuff all make sense. The calculators for like WSE and stuff were a little strange, but I think I've got them worked out now. But yeah, I think most of the commands make sense.
Okay, well, that's I'll take that as a compliment and and see you as a good student then, I guess. Okay. How about your V matrix? How's that looking? Are you on top of that one?
Yeah, so it's coming along. The DMT ended up not going spectacularly. I rolled into a little bit of drop rate, but I think I got the cube like 3 times during the DMT.
Nice, solid.
I ended up just dumping a bunch of cubes after the DMT.
Yeah.
So I'm finally starting to get noticed now that I have some drop rate set up.
That's cool.
But wasn't getting a whole lot before that, so it's coming along a little bit. I have one more trinode. This level 2 trinode is going to get switched out eventually.
Oh yeah, can you read the levels because they're a little bit too small to see? It's like 2 and then
so
10, or
2, 10, 8, and 8.
Okay.
Let me let my dog out real quick. He's going to start making a bunch of noise.
Let's get the blade twice, Asura twice there. Let's get that white twice. He's got the 4 he wants. He's got the 3 skill memers. Oh, he would want decent speed infusion as well, right? Decent mobbing. It's decent.
Alright, my bad.
Yep, no problem. Yeah, so for bossing, use this, and then if you're mobbing, you use Holy Symbol, and then decent speed infusion, I'm guessing?
So I've just been using green pots when I'm mobbing. To Sweetwater, you just need the 1.
Right. Dagger is 1 rank attack higher, right?
Yeah.
For some weird reason, yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense to me. But yeah, so I've just been using green pots while I train.
True. But you don't really use that that skill on the top right? You don't really use that ever when you're mobbing, right?
No, so this comes out when I'm mobbing.
Yeah, okay.
And the extra boost node goes in.
Yeah, you just throw some few extra levels for your main skill. Yeah, okay, makes sense.
Yep.
So what's your total levels here? If you check your skill tab, what's your are like close to the boost bonus or?
Yeah, so this is the problem. Phantom Blow is really low, but for training it's almost to the bonus.
Hmm. Yeah, it's at 15. Oh yeah.
Yeah, so when I'm training, let me swap it out. So that's what it looks like when I'm training.
I see. I see. Okay.
So the last one's gonna get swapped out and get rid of a few of those at level 2 node.
Yeah. Yeah, as long as you're on top of like which ones you're using and leveling up the slots, and always prioritize the boost nodes into the leveled up slots for all the free extra final damage. And you got that covered.
Yep.
I'm not sure on the passive hypers if you have any questions there.
Not really. It pretty much there was not a whole lot of options when I looked at it for what you could pick. It was pretty much just pick this.
Yeah, it's pretty straightforward, right?
Yeah. So that made a lot of sense.
Okay. All right, let's get into the actual gear then.
Yeah. So this was where most of the stuff came up. It was good to have the rest of the stuff looked over, but like with the Starforcing event and stuff coming up, I didn't really know
Mm-hmm.
the best places to put my money.
Sure.
Because I'm gonna have between like 2.6 and 3 bill for this weekend
Okay.
when I measured it out. So I didn't really know what the best places to go for the money were.
Okay. You're doing your Ursus and Maple tour,
Yes.
and then some bosses that you can solo, crystals, and then just training on the side, basically.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
Uh,
All right.
should we just start with the rings then and go down?
Yeah, just go one by one, I guess. Yeah. Okay. Just so I have like a general idea of what you got. Okay.
Yep.
Oh, nice. Okay. Lucky, unlucky, I guess.
Yeah, I was kind of like,
I
I
guess
guess
that's
that's okay.
I guess that's okay for now. Yeah. Is that 60 luck? Yeah.
Yeah, I've got a cup in here. I'm just re-rolling repeatedly, trying to get a
Yep.
halfway decent flame on it. But
Oh, you got 4. Do you know about fusing?
yeah, I have to level it up a little bit more for cups. I think I need one more for cups,
Oh yeah.
or it might have been for the earrings.
If you have just any kind of low level seed oils, it should allow you to
Yeah, I've
just
just been
make
stacking
some.
them all. I haven't really looked at crafting a whole lot, but I'm just stacking up all the crafting mats.
Yeah, the ones you have on the top right, like those green and brown ones, yeah, those two, and then
These
on
here.
the like middle and the left, like the red and the blue ones.
Okay.
With those, you should be able to make like a few extra potions and then level it up in no time, and then you can fuse them.
Awesome.
Yep. You just need to buy those regular glass bottles from the NPC, but you can figure that out.
Okay.
Wait. Yeah, okay, yeah. Okay, that's a 12. 16, 32. Yeah, we already know stats. It's got 20 luck. It's like 12, 10. Yeah, okay. Skill cooldown, I heard that's pretty good.
It's definitely good. I wasn't happy it rolled 2 lines of dex though.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. 45, like, okay. 9, 5, yeah, okay. General 40. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So all the trickster stuff is like 3 weeks old. So I've been throwing flames and stuff on a few of them, but a lot of the flames aren't nearly what they need to be yet.
Yep. Okay. Yeah, as long as you're aware of that part. Yep. Okay. 16, okay. Yeah. Well, you're lucky you're a DA, so a lot of this stuff is always good enough because your kit is solid.
Yeah.
Now you got 20 and 5. Okay. All right. At least you got your your WSC solid, so.
Yeah, that's kind of where I focused first, and then
Yeah.
'cause I figured I'm gonna have it for quite a while since I'm soloing.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Okay. Then do you
And then
have like
just
any?
Afterlands totems.
Yeah. Did you make any kind of like money on another character as well, like on Akana, or?
So I have a con at like 170 something,
Mm-hmm.
that I plan on finishing at some point, but I just don't really enjoy it at all. It's super dull.
Okay. Yeah,
Uh,
to each their own.
yeah. So I've kind of been back and forth
Mm-hmm.
on whether or not I want to do that because I know it'll make me quite a bit more money.
Yeah. It could, yeah. I mean, the downside is that you won't be able to get any experience here, but in the time that you do play, you will be getting way more money. Yep, that's true.
Yeah.
I mean, you have to invest quite a lot of money into it as well, of course, before you get to that point. So
Right.
that's something to calculate in. But yeah, it'll just depend on how much you're playing. You said you had a significant amount of time now, but of course we don't. I mean, I don't know for you if you already know if that's going to change or not, or if you're still kind of like.
It's pretty up in the air here.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Because everything was kind of like opening up again, and now it's closing again. So.
Yeah, that's kind of where we're at here, so I'm not really sure what that's gonna look like.
Yeah. Well, until then, more mushroom game, I guess.
Yes.
Okay. So, what are you doing in dailies, like in the terms of like building backups and such?
So as far as that stuff goes, I've pretty much got everything to actually hammer into Abso whenever that happens.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I've got shoes and shoulders and stuff from Madman.
Yep.
Uh, I've got a bunch of CRA pieces built back up, so I've got 3 backups of each now, I think. Um,
Okay.
and then I really don't have any backups for the alien, but I don't plan on taking that any further than they already are.
Yep. Okay.
Um, I've got the damage to finish Hardlux, but I keep getting the stupid bug where it just automatically locks you out and you just die and you can't respawn.
Yeah. The portal. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm slowly working my working up to the end of that one. It's a little frustrating, but
Do you have room for rope lift?
uh, I can make room for
Because
rope
maybe
lift.
like ditching a low-level boost node and giving yourself access to rope lift, so you don't have to use the portal, might actually like be the difference between finishing the boss and not finishing it.
Yeah, because I mean I can get it down to like a quarter left on the eye, and then I'll just be like, oh, I missed one, and then
Yeah.
I just die.
Then you
I'm
just
like,
die.
okay, this is great.
Well, you can bind them, right? So you could switch it up for the bind.
Yeah,
And then, yeah, if you want to use a holy symbol at the end, you can just switch it up with a
just switch it for a boost node.
for boost. Yeah, that could be
Yeah, I
the
think
difference.
I'll definitely do that.
Yeah, that should give
I
you
think that makes a lot of sense.
because the portal is just yeah. I don't know. I've tried to use the portal twice in the last 3 runs, and those 2 runs I just couldn't do anything anymore. And then the other run where I didn't use the portal went absolutely fine. So
Well, they did something to it now too, where if you stand on it and you use an ability, the portal just disappears and you can't use it anymore, and then you have to move before you can use the portal again. So that's
Oh.
pretty cool.
that's pretty cool. I had the thing where I tried to press up and I didn't go, and then I pressed any other skill and nothing worked anymore. Couldn't go through portal. Couldn't use any attack, any skill. Nice.
It does that, but if you got the debuff, it just won't let you respawn either. So that one's
Oh,
also really cool.
amazing! Yeah, but I'm so glad they already fixed it 4 times. The 5th fix will definitely be way better.
I will believe that when I see it.
Yeah, same. Yeah, so if you get access to those, I mean that'll be mainly just saving up coins, right? So you can get into
Yeah.
some superior. Because I don't think for anyone really in this situation reinforce is ever like worth it. I think you'll always be skipping reinforced into. Like you will keep some of the items, right? If you have reinforced earrings, you can keep those, so you can maybe
Yeah.
Starforce them and transfer into the superior earrings, something like that. But
Do you think it's worth me getting a master ring and then getting a reinforced belt, and then going to 5 set for boss? Do you think that would be like an increase?
wait, you would switch the earrings for the
So yeah,
alien.
so I've got a belt with a decent flame on it, and then I've already got the earrings Starforce. So I'm gonna switch the earrings to alien, and then
Mhm.
just Starforce a belt for on the event this weekend.
Oh, a pink bean belt, you mean?
Yeah, a pink bean belt.
Yeah. Because you
And
said
then
reinforced, so I was thinking, yeah, okay.
Yeah, because the flame I have on the belt is way better than the earrings.
Which one is it?
Uh,
One of these 3?
it's one of these 3.
5%
Yeah.
all. That's pretty good. Oh, 6 all.
I think when I did it out, it was this one.
Yeah. Oh, if only you were strength user. But that's good because
Yeah.
strength is also a secondary stat for you.
Yep. I think
And-
these two are right about the same because it's 48 luck and 70 strength.
Mine minus 143, and the other one is
This one's
Minus
6% and
133.
50
Yeah,
strength.
that one's a bit stronger. Yeah, all stat scales very well for you because you have 2 secondary stats, so that helps you quite a bit more. Especially into the end game, one all stat is like 10 stat for you at that point, so gets really, really good.
Got it. So it's just gonna get better. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, because your flame on your earring right now isn't like crazy good, so you're not losing out on too much there. And then you switching that out, and then yeah, that could work. Yeah, and then go for the Master SS ring now. And do you have synergy on multiple characters? You have it stacked?
Yeah, I've got it stacked all the
Okay.
way up.
Okay. Cool. Yeah. I would do that. That sounds like a good call.
Got it. And then I've got some dinero saved up for
I was just gonna ask like how many are you doing, like the short term approach or like the long term approach?
I'm doing the long term, so I've got, I think I need like 30 more before I can upgrade and have enough to full buy everything on the dailies. So that's the plan. I'm gonna do the upgrades and then just long term it out.
Yeah. So the extent to which I would say, so Starforcing is definitely a thing right this weekend. It's definitely something we'll look into. To the extent I would say, upgrade your accessories and get some obtain some drop rate there would really depend on like to which extent are you still considering the Kana and like how much do you really play? Like, are you able to just always, whenever you feel like grinding, do you always have a totem available and you're not really running out, or do you find yourself a lot of times being out of totems?
So right now I'm pretty okay on totems because I've pretty much been using one totem to level 1 to 100. I can pretty much knock it out in 2.5 hours with a totem.
Oh, on a mule, right? For your Legion?
On a Legion mule, yeah. So I haven't been training nearly as much and just doing mostly Legion stuff, so I'll just knock out my dailies and then do Legion stuff. But I have a feeling I mean, that amount of hours is probably about as much as I would train.
Okay. Yeah, then, and if you're not really feeling the Kana anyway, I would probably advise to just keep it to this character and invest in this one.
Okay.
Which means that it's not like a bad idea necessarily to get your Iron Face, for example, and maybe even these pendants up to Legendary and try to get some lines of Mezzo and drop there.
Okay.
So you can like keep continuing jump starting how much you get nodes and just how much money you make while you're training. And it always feels a little bit like a detour, but you'll just be making so much more while you're training that in the end, once a big event comes around, you'll just have a larger pile of money that you can use to pounce on events like 30% off or 5, 10, 15, stuff like that.
Yeah, because I mean, even I was not super excited. I had been stocking up a bunch of money for the 30% off, and then they were like, by the way, DMT's this weekend.
Yeah. And you're like,
I was like, oh, okay. So I dumped a bunch of money last weekend, and then I have just been trying to train as much as I could this week. But
yeah, you're like a little bit in between.
Yeah.
So in general, so it's gonna depend on how quickly you get to, because I'm gonna like shift over a little bit to Lotus and Damien stuff now.
Sure.
So in general, it would depend on how quickly you're getting runs and how quickly you're getting clears. Have you been doing the weeklies to stack up on those?
So I started doing them on an alt last week. I didn't actually run them on this character last week. I just ran out of time.
Okay.
But I kind of wanted to get everything down, and then I was going to get started on them. So started doing them last week. So, but I have 3 characters I can do them on now.
Okay. Oh yeah, you got the DA, and then I saw the Demon Avenger. Right, it was 210.
Yeah, there was a Demon Avenger, and then the other one's only 201.
Okay, so you have access to them, but maybe not super. It's not like you just roll through them.
I can do it on 2 of them probably, and then the third one will be pretty soon.
The weekend that he's mentioning is 30% off Starforcing, so it's typically the ideal event to get your stuff up to 15 stars. As long as you have like enough backups, then you can take advantage of 30% off without having to safeguard. That's like the position you want to be in. You got like enough for 3 backups for CRA, right?
Yeah, so I was figuring I would try and get those to 15 without safeguarding.
Yeah, you'd have to be ridiculously unlucky to not be able to get that in 4 total pieces. And if you do end up blowing up 3 or something, but at that point you're probably already out of money. But if you do end up blowing up 3, I guess you just
that would
save.
Be a problem.
You just get the last one to 12, I guess, and just sit on that, I guess. But Yeah, so things that only go up to 15 don't get to 15.
Yeah, that's why I was gonna leave all the boss stuff at 15. The only things I was
Yeah.
considering, and so I guess that's the question, is the 3 Fafnir pieces, and then I don't know if this is something I should do this weekend or not, because I'm gonna have to safeguard it and just wait on it.
We can look at the projected costs a little bit. Exclamation mark Starforce.
And I was really upset during the 5, 10, 15. I think both of my primary and secondary failed. I think like 14 or 15 attempts to 17. That was good because they're both 16 now.
Oh yeah, cool.
But they just failed
that can
17,
eat. Yeah,
like
that can eat a
15 or 16
lot.
times.
That can eat so much money. From let's say 11 now to 15, right?
Between 11 and 12, yeah. Some of them are 12, some of them are 11.
Yeah, so let's say like average cost 266, 75% chance below 360. So let's say like 300 mil to be safe for for the CRA pieces, like 300 each. So it's like 900.
Okay. Oh, that's not bad.
It's not too bad, no. You could go for like the shoe and the glove is like prep. Like dump it through a one.
Up to 15 anyways.
Yeah, and then when 5, 10, 15 is like transfer, or you could take the gloves that you have, right, and the shoes and the gloves, the 150 ones. But the real benefit is only once you get past 15. That's when you see any difference.
Gotcha.
So we'll have to.
These aren't even. Yeah, these are both magician shoes anyways.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you can't even wear them. Yeah. Well, the one thing I tend to do when it comes to shoes and gloves is to just rely on the root shoes and the root gloves.
Oh yeah.
Because those will always transfer trace, right? Because it's only one kind, and you don't have to keep them in your inventory the whole time. You can just buy them in the moment themselves once you have the coins. So it saves you a little bit from cluttering over the inventory. It's typically what I do. Then you can keep all of that space for like Dominator pendants or shoulders or some extra Zakum capes or maybe some superior or reinforced gear, because it's gonna end up filling up. You still have like enough room to expand, but it's gonna end up you're gonna end up gathering a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, that makes sense. Do you think it's worth doing the shoes, or should I just wait until I get Tyrant shoes?
Yeah, it's a good question. You're halfway now, and you're still
about halfway now.
Yeah, so they're pretty far away from Abzo stuff. I would probably go for the Tyrant shoes because they're just huge base stats.
Do you think it's worth putting any money into the cape at all? Like Starforcing them at all?
No, I wouldn't do that
just
now. No.
Okay.
Between Starforcing of the common gear and between getting all your accessories, legendary and mezzo and drop rate and everything, once all that is done, you'll already be like closer and closer to Abzo. And then the cape is gonna get replaced anyway, so I wouldn't do that.
Okay. So probably just get these to 15, and then maybe the gloves. Do you think I do the Kana's treasure, or do you think I just buy cubes instead?
Kind of treasures.
Start keeping for legendary.
Yeah, you're gonna be replacing the kind of treasure is so good yet so bad.
I was like, really? I had a 20% meso line on it with no stats. I was like, oh, I'll just re-roll that, and then this was the next roll, and I was like, all right, I can't get rid of that, I guess.
Yeah, no, it's really good, but yeah. I mean, honestly, even if you have like 3 of the good event rings and they're all in there, then that's almost going to be like equivalent to this at 17 anyway. So, at 16 it's going to be like roughly the same. 17 is going to be better. So it'll still be just like a drop rate ring for a while, but then eventually, you roll out of it. But for now, it's really good. Like a double line on one is always nice, because then you can get your mezzo obtained from different pieces and you don't have to worry. But yeah, statistically, you typically get one item that double rolls lines. If you're gonna go for all 9 with something nice, you know, you'll try to get Mesor drop plus a line of stat. Then typically one of them will roll into double. You just did that first before you did the other things. Yeah, I would say just get another one, but sadly that is not an option. Yeah, so Master says ring. You're clear on how to make that guy?
Yeah, I think so. You just combine all the pieces, right? You just keep buying until you can combine them all.
Yeah, until you get S rank, and then you throw an S rank with a empty ring piece, basically until you have 4 of those.
Got it, and then you need one of each color, right?
No, you can be any color.
Okay, so it's any 4 colors.
Yeah, it can be 4 of the same, it can be all 4 different, doesn't matter. Just 4 S rings.
Oh, okay, got it.
Yeah, if you're confused about anything, you can talk to the bunny right next to the thing. The little bunny with the thumper, he has like all of the information as well. You can just click through that. Yeah, one of the last screens he'll tell you like it can be any 4 rings. Yeah.
Got it.
It's because also like if you take 2 green gems and you combine them, you can get a blue one. So it wouldn't really make any sense for them to be like, oh yeah, they have to be separate colors as well, because that would be crazy RNG.
Oh, got it. Okay.
You just get like random colors all the time, so it's whatever. Okay, so belt over. You could consider Starforcing the belt as well, by the way.
The pink bean belt?
Yeah, the pink bean belt. Because it could also transfer over into the superior belt later. And that could be a belt that you get to...
worth having anyways.
Yeah, and you could even go for like, if there's a 5, 10, 15, go to 17 just to pump up the weapon attack on it. And then just transfer over to superior once you get one of those. And it'll definitely help you get into the damage range that you need to get to Helix later anyway.
Got it. That makes sense.
Okay, so we're looking at CRA pieces, belt. Yeah. So when it comes to your secondary, since you eventually have to re-roll and everything, have you thought about like transposing that?
Yeah, I definitely thought about transposing onto this.
You could transpose onto another one, of course, because you probably have some. You have some backups, right?
I've got some backups already.
Yeah, we got 3, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. What do you transpose onto this? Is it a Princess No?
The Fafnir one.
The Fafnir Katara?
Yeah, so you gotta get 15 more drops, and then transfer. Yeah, then transpose that at 16 star. Transpose over to another Katara. Yeah.
Got it. Okay.
But yeah, this one, of course, will take you quite a while. My OCD is telling you to like move all the pieces that you have together that are the same piece, but
yeah, I got a ton of this stuff last night while I was just doing bosses, and I was like, I'm super tired. I'm just getting off. I didn't reorganize anything.
Yeah, no, this is my my drag and drop mind wants to like do it. in my brain.
I did like 3 hours of bowman training last night for marksman, and I was just. My brain was fried.
Marksman like, can take it out of you, yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what I'm gonna use the bonk potions on.
Yeah, it's probably a good idea.
I don't want to touch that ever again. It's so bad.
Nope. Yeah, it's
it's really horrible.
It's a rough one, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and I think the Abso weapon is actually going on my Evan too, because I don't ever want to touch that again either.
Oh, Abso weapon on Evan, yeah.
Yeah, because I still have the box. I haven't actually put it on anything yet.
Oh yeah. Typically, what I would advise people is either Mercedes or Evan or Phantom is typically the 3 I advise, because then you do give yourself some breathing room to maybe get to 210 without having to throw too much money at the character. And typically, once you do get 5th job, you get that initial boost of those stronger skills that is enough to get you from 200 to 210 without having to reinvest in your gear at all. So if you already have weapon like that and they have solid level 3 links, those are typically the 3 that I advise, depending on how close you already are. Like if your Mercedes is already close, then I wouldn't put it on there, because I think the 5th job there is really good, etc, etc. But like all 3 of those have one on my account, and it definitely helped them get there.
Yeah. So I'm finishing. I have 7 of the tokens for just the temporary heart, just as a placeholder. Should I spend any money keeping that up to legendary, or should I just like, what should the plan be with that, do you think?
I think you have like other priorities.
Okay. Or like throw an E-Pod on it or something and just leave it for a while.
Yeah, like Epod and maybe some occults to see if you can get like 2-line or something,
Okay.
and then chill on that for a while. Get your accessories settled, all of that stuff first.
Got it. That makes sense. And then anything in particular you think I should do with the second burning coupon that we got? Is there anything in particular that you think is horrible? That
I hear a lot of people hate mech.
Okay, because I was thinking about doing that one in one of the next few characters that I do.
Yeah, a lot of people just don't like it at all.
Okay.
I thought it was okay, but I probably made it pretty late considering, and then my Legion was already pretty strong, so maybe that was enough to like carry it. But I hear from a lot of people that, yeah, that burn coupon is very well spent on mech. Yeah.
Okay. That's probably where that'll go then.
Yep. Yeah, if you had it on your list. Well, yeah, the resistance link and the buff duration is always nice.
Yeah, the resistance link is... I think I'm going to do Demon Slayer, and then resistance link is going to be the next one I work on.
Yep. Oh yeah, the extra boss damage there, yeah. It's that was one of the ones that we didn't see in the list, yeah.
Yep, and I'm just going to train that one to 210, I think. I don't think that's...
Yeah, that's a solid
a
class.
easy one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
So the only two I didn't know about for link skills is, do you think it's worth leveling Adele and Pirate? I mean, Adele I'm going to do while the event's still going. I just didn't know if that should be a priority or something I do later on.
Well, that really only comes into play when you're party bossing, right? And since you said you're only going to be doing that with Lotus and Damien, then it's only going to come into play then. If you just use it by itself, it's very weak, so...
Got it. Do you think Pirate is worth doing?
Just the Explorer Pirates?
Yeah, the Explorer Pirates.
If you have it, it's like a nice filler link.
Okay, got it.
Or to put like on a mule, you know, to just like pump stats early on to level faster.
Sure.
But it's never part of like endgame for either mobbing or bossing for any character.
Okay, and then the only other question I had about those was when is it important to make sure I have hybrid logic and I don't remember the name, but the kinesis one for crit damage.
Yeah.
Like how long do I need, or when did those start being better than just like the flat stats and?
Yeah, it's a tricky one because it's like hard to compare. But kinesis is basically just always in your best in slot as long as you have 100% crit.
Okay.
Then that just carries you. Hybrid logic is, since it is all stat for you, it's probably a little bit better comparatively than some other things that could be close. It's generally like it's better than it gets better than like the pirate stacked, then the Cygnus stacked, then the Hayato, and it can be better than the jet depending on how good your jet roll is. That's kind of like where it lands.
Got it. Is the jet roll, is it worth spending money to cube it up?
So
I have it done, I just haven't spent any money on it to move it around or lock it in.
So there is talk that CMS, so the Chinese version, has the Zen class, which is kind of like their version of the jet, but then the skills are like skinned like ancient red and gold like Chinese dragons and shit. And they have basically the same kit, and they got a new link skill, one that gives us boss damage essentially, kind of like similar to how the Adele one works. So I don't know if that's a revamp that we're ever getting. You can definitely do like some low rollage on the jet, and you can probably get something that's similar or better than the Hayato one. But if you're not really like, if you already have enough skills to put on, I mean, why would you spend money to get something similar to Hayato when you can already use the Hayato? So,
Got it.
Yeah. I mean, like the optimal roll is a lot better, right? You can get up to 35 attack and 35 stat. That is significantly better than Hayato because I think it's 25 stat and 15 attack, I think.
Yeah, that's what it is.
So that's essentially like a unique best in slot ability line that you're just adding there, right? It's like the 21 attack is basically what you could be gaining there. So there are definitely gains to be made, but I think there's other stuff you probably want to prioritize first. And then hopefully by that time familiars are back and everything, and then you can start more actively thinking about what are you doing with Abzo. then you'll have more backups to see like what am I doing with Abso. Do I just want to go like straight up to 17 and is that good enough for now, or am I going to Starforce to the side, transfer hammer over, and like Abso, not Abso, sorry, transpose the Fafnir into like another Sweetwater weapon and then go for like main attack once we know how the familiars are affecting the game, basically.
Got it. So you definitely think it is worth getting Fafnir again and then transposing it into Sweetwater?
That'll just be the one you use forever. That's like one of the few true things where you can say like this one, you know, however far I upgrade this one, like this is the one. At least you have one slot that's kind of like spoken for at that point. And then your
okay.
Aside from like your emblem and I guess your badge for now.
Yeah.
Are you working on the 7-day monster barker?
Badges when?
Yeah.
So some it's kind of on and off. When I have Legion mules around like 135, if I hate them, I'll just pretty much any of the Legion mules that I hate, I just 120 to 140. I just monster park in like 2 days.
Yep. Yeah, that is good experience.
Yeah, so like that's what I was doing with my marksman and just got it to I think it's 137 now. I get to finish it.
And a Zakum run maybe, because that's pretty decent around that level still as well.
Yeah, I've pretty much I level everything to 100 and then I just run them all on Zakum every day.
Yeah, hell yeah. Just remember not to kill the body too quickly so the arms give you experience.
Yep.
That's the thing that some people, they get like over eager and they're like, oh, why doesn't Zakum give any experience anymore? It's so bad now. But then they kill the body too quickly and then the arms just disappear, but they don't get the arm experience. And
Yeah.
the arms are like all of the experience, so yeah.
Yeah, CZAC bugged out yesterday and I killed the arms instantly on my dual blade and then it just went into its last phase and wouldn't take any damage.
The weapon defense for, yeah.
Yep, permanent. I had to leave and start over later. That was good. Solid game.
He does that for a while, yeah. Wait, it was actually permanent for like several minutes?
It was permanent. I sat in there for like 5 minutes and I was like, alright, I guess I'm just going to leave. Like, he brought the platforms up and just kept smacking his hands while he was in the platform phase, and I was like, I don't know, I just broke the game apparently.
Okay, nice, yeah. Yeah, it's a beautiful boss fight for sure, yeah. You somebody tried on my Adele, maybe? I don't know, I tried it.
I did see you try it on your Adele.
I did like 3 times to things that were nowhere near me, but okay.
Yeah,
it
you're
is
like up in the air. You're like, how does him smacking the ground kill me on the top of the map? I don't know.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Okay. Yeah, with all that said, I think there's definitely some gains to be made with flames.
Yeah, there definitely is.
So even on your current cape,
really
so on your current cape, when you get Tyrant Shoes, and on your CRA, like between all of those, there's probably around 200 to 300 stat, like just pretty much up for grabs.
So pretty much just cube it until I get % stat on it, or flame it until I get % stat and main stat.
Yeah, typically,
okay.
Yeah. You probably want to aim for like 70 flame score or something for now.
Okay, on this guy. All right.
On that guy and on the CRA and then on the cup and on the, if you get the Tyrant Shoes, those are all like in the same group basically.
Got it.
Same order of magnitude.
I think I'm like 30 flames deep on a cup, and that's the best flame I got out of any of them. I was not super happy about it.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. I mean, for the same, with the same amount of luck, you could have gotten like 24 with like a 5 all stat or something. It probably would have been way better now.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, which also wouldn't be endgame, and which would be like comparable flame score, but for now would carry you more. But yeah, once you get
throwing flames on this, do you think?
No,
that was another thing.
No, I wouldn't flame that. No, 32 is like pretty much one of the best things you can get. The amount of variance on non-flame advantage items is way too high. For you, that would be a bad expense right now.
Got it.
Yeah, just level up your alchemy, infuse those other cups. Maybe you get lucky there. There's always a good chance. You have like 1, 2. Wait, you have 1, 2, 3 more chances
4.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah, at least 3. Yeah, at least 3 chances. And yeah, you could do normal a little bit more, but don't get lost in the weeds of doing too many dailies for a chance of upgrading. That go at the expense of a guaranteed upgrade, right? So like if you're like guaranteed playing, you're guaranteed making money, you're guaranteed making experience, and then you can invest that however you want. Yeah, like if you're feeling it or you already did chaos. Like if I do chaos ping bean and like right next to it, I might walk back and like do normal as well. Same with like Papulatus. If I do Chaos Papulatus, I'll do normal as well. But I won't go out of my way every single day to run to normal. Both of these, it's like their soul shards aren't worth. There's, that kind of thing.
Oh, that's another one. Which
Yeah,
soul
soul
shard
shards.
should I be hanging on to? Because I don't have a bag and it's taking up a ton of space.
Oh yeah, that starts becoming a thing. You
I
still
need
have
them
enough
to
room,
back
but
stack. Yeah.
so if you check !souls in the chat, that takes you to the wiki page. It has like all of the tiers.
Okay.
Essentially the
S
ones
and
you
double
would.
S.
What?
or is it S and double S? Or
S
is
and
it
double S. Yeah, that's
still?
typically the ones you want to hold on to. Yeah, so that would be like like Cygnus. Cygnus Magnus, Crimson Queen, Vellum. And then everything else like Lotus, Damien, and everything up. That's all like double S.
Okay, got it.
And then S is like Pink Bean, and I think
And then
the
it looks like 3 door bosses.
the special maze. Oh yeah, Pierre and Fambon, and
Yeah, and then Ursus.
Ursus. Yeah, and then A is like the special elite bosses and stuff. But
Got it.
and I think Arc is in there somewhere. So those are
Yeah,
like
Arc is
okay. If you get a Magnificent there, you can throw those on like a mule weapon to get like some extra stat, for example.
Are they transferable? on skill one?
If you make a Magnificent one, they're transferable and they don't expire. If you make a non-Magnificent, then it expires and doesn't transfer. So
Oh, that's cool.
yeah, in that case, you can throw it in your soul book if you want to.
Got it.
Which a lot of people don't know about the soul book. I don't know if you've ever found that in the game.
I did from some video from a long time ago.
Oh yeah. So if you fill the whole page, then if you have that effect on your weapon, then it'll get an augmented effect to be a little bit stronger. It's a pretty niche thing. It's not like super important or anything, but it's nice to have like a. It also shows like a hidden picture. So on one of my characters, I have like the Ursus book completely full, and then it has like a picture where it basically has the Ursus is making like a cameo in the old Coca-Cola commercial where it's like the polar bears and they're drinking like the Coca-Cola, and Ursus is like one of the bears there basically. It's got like some pictures like that. Yeah.
Do we get soul events still? Is that still a thing, or?
Yeah, they do come by every now and then. Yeah. I'm
Okay.
kind of expecting one, and then it might be that we skip one because we had 2 kind of close together recently. So it might be that we don't get one in the next update, but then we'll have to wait like an extra update maybe until we get one. So maybe
Alright.
not in the next Sunny Sundays. Oh, somebody wants to know what the soul book is. Can you open it real quick? Show 'em. Educate the chat.
I don't even remember how to get to it.
If you have the soul weapon on a key bound, you can open it through
Oh,
there.
that's why I removed it on this character. There's no soul weapon on this guy.
He doesn't have a soul weapon?
No, I
okay.
just removed it because it was like I went through it and it was like a super shitty soul, so I just have to re-roll one.
Wait, you have... But is it a soul... So even if it's a soul weapon without a soul on it... Oh, okay.
No,
There's no soul
I
weapon on it.
removed it because it was like the worst soul ever,
Okay.
and it was like the worst chicken one, and it was gigantic, so I took it off. I just have to re-roll it.
Okay, I'll show on my stream real quick. Oh. So you have the soul weapon, and then if you click here, soul collector, then you open up the book here. And these are the pages where you can throw in the normal souls of the bosses that you don't want to keep. And then if you have the full page, then you unlock the hidden page, and then if you would have this soul on your weapon and you activated it, you would get the level 2 effect. So for a bunch of these, I
Gotcha.
haven't filled it because like the Ursus one is this one.
Do you have to give up the soul, or can you still use it?
No, it's like
Within the book?
consumed in the book. Yeah, that's why for Magnus I don't have like a Magnificent Magnus in there, even though I think I have like 16 of them or something on another
Oh, you used them
character.
all.
But I'm not gonna throw it in a book because it's kind of a waste. Well, the thing with the Magnificent is that they're nice because they can give nice stats, but it's random which ones they give. So you might get lucky and roll whatever you want in 2 rolls, or you might get unlucky and you have to use 30 of them. You know.
Gotcha.
Because there's variance, and with everything in MapleStory, there's RNG on 4 levels. There's RNG on the drop of the souls, then on the combination of the souls, and then on the actual stats when you combine the souls. So 3 layers deep.
Cool. I think that's most of the questions I had, man.
Yeah, you came in pretty informed. I see you already saw a lot of the commands, so that helps speed things up. And I think I was able to answer all your questions.
Yeah, I think that's just about it. Oh, you know what? The only other thing is,
Mhm.
it worth buying the Eternal Flames in the shop right now, and the black ones, just because they're so expensive? Or do you think it's just worth passing on those and buying out like regular flames for
What
me
you?
right now?
Hmm. Yeah, they're quite
I don't have a
expensive.
weapon.
Yeah. What do you mean? Wait, what do you mean you don't have a weapon?
Oh, well, I just don't have a Fafnir to roll it on right now,
Yeah,
so it's
yeah,
not really worth using
exactly.
Eternal Flames on.
What you could do is if you're
Sweetwater.
rolling, if you're getting points on the secondary characters, you could throw them into the fountain for the phase 3 box.
Yeah. I've got my DA. I just AFK him at night, and I'm saving up all the points for the phase 3 box.
Yep. Because
Is that the flame box? Is that the one you get from there?
yeah, you get like 54 Eternals in total, I think, out of that one.
Yeah.
That's gonna be pretty.
Yeah. So he's just
pretty huge.
AFKing at night
Yep.
with the chair.
Yeah, no, I think that's the call to make to do that. If you do
Okay.
the maths and see like, oh, you could get to the box and also spend some along the way, but those other flames aren't transferable, right? So the only thing you
Yeah.
could transfer is like Master
I've
Craftsman
just been using
cubes.
his to pretty much buy like the cosmetics and stuff.
Oh yeah, like expansion stuff and you
Yeah,
can buy
like those, and then
you could do
like the extra damage skins and stuff for
okay. And
characters. But
sometimes
yeah.
chairs are tradable as well if you want those, I guess. But
Yeah, there's not a whole lot that's tradable in this shop, sadly.
no,
The Pixel shop had a bunch of cool stuff you could trade.
true. Way more chairs and mounts and that kind of stuff. Yeah.
So cool, man. But yeah, I think that's it.
Yeah, I guess like circling for your 20 boss eventually.
Yeah, that's probably a wait until I get like all my meso obtained and drop
Yeah,
rate, right?
once you're
We're
like
doing
in
that.
the maybe even until after your Abzo is like kind of settled.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, once you got like 17-star Abzo with like 2-line legendary, something like that.
Got it. Is there an order? I guess that's another thing. Is there an order I should get Abso in?
Whatever gives you the biggest upgrade. So it'd probably be gloves first, then
Okay.
shoulder, and then either shoe or cape, depending on how good the potential of those is at that point.
And is weapon first or last?
You're already legendary, and they already
Yeah.
have like useful lines, so you would have to throw like a significant amount of money at it for it to be an upgrade.
Okay.
One thing you could do is if you have a level 150 weapon, like already pre Starforce and everything, and you can already start flaming on the weapon, if you get it. But the thing is, like, you're only getting the shoulder, and then the weapon is like second from the Damien shop, and then the other ones are all from the same shop, so their order kind of matters more.
Oh, got it. Because they're from the Lotus shop.
Yeah.
Okay.
So for the Lotus shop, you definitely get the glove first compared to now, because you can get the crit damage once it's legendary, and that's a huge upgrade.
Got it. Is there an Apso Katara, or is Sweetwater the best Katara you get?
Yeah, there is Abzo and there is Arcana as well, but they don't have the boss damage and the IED on it that the Sweetwater does. That's why it stays
So
best
even
in
if you
slot.
got full lines, it's
Yeah,
not better.
it still doesn't
Okay.
account for the loss. Yeah,
Got it. That makes sense.
even with the the crazy extra attack that the arcane one has, it's still not. Yeah, Sweetwater
Yeah,
OP.
it doesn't have the percentage. Yeah,
Yeah,
that makes sense. Cool.
yeah, that all makes sense.
Yeah, it does.
Okay. Well, I'm glad I was able to help you. I'm glad
Yeah,
we were
it
able
was really
to
helpful.
to
Like,
do it
gives me
with
a plan.
without me like falling asleep. So I was getting a little bit like, the way that we say
been
here,
there
we get
before,
like
man.
hit by the hammer is what we say over here. It's like
Oh yeah,
it's like
I've
at
been
a
there before. Trust me.
at a certain point you just pooped.
I work in IT, man. Sometimes you get that call in
Yeah.
4 a.m. and they're like, "Hey, man, we need you to start working again."
You're like, oh great.
You're like, "Bro, I'm still playing Maple. I haven't slept yet."
Like, can I wait like 38 minutes? Or like, that's pretty exact. Like, yeah, I got coupons. I mean, I gotta
I'm sleeping.
I got
That's
yeah
what I meant.
sleeping. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, do like the fake yawn. Like, oh, it's definitely sleeping. Got like 2 empty cans of Red Bull next to your computer, trying to make the 2x event in the middle of the night.
What do you mean you can't play during the 2x event?
Oh yeah, true. No, that's DMT. You're confusing it with DMT when you can't participate. All right. Best of luck.
Thanks.
And we'll see you on YouTube.
Sounds good, man. Have a good one.
All right. Have a good one. See ya.